Hello everyone and welcome to ICRA's podcast on our recent flagship event, the Moody's and ICRA Credit Conference 2025. The theme of this year's conference was Remaining Resilient Amid Uncertainty. Held on June 4 in Mumbai, the event featured a stellar lineup of industry speakers and 5 insightful panels, namely Macro-Fiscal View, Sustainable Finance, India's Infrastructure Transformation, India Financial Institutions, and India Corporates. Our first panel, focusing on the macro-fiscal view, delved into critical issues such as how India will navigate elevated global economic risk, the impact of fiscal consolidation and monetary policy on domestic demand, and the influence of capital flow volatility and exchange rate depreciation on credit quality. The key takeaway was that India is relatively well positioned compared to other APAC countries to face tariff-related headwinds due to its low export intensity. However, there are concerns about potential delays in corporate capital expenditure and the need for states to improve the ease of doing business to support capex. The panel also touched upon India's sovereign credit profile, which are constrained by relatively high level of indebtedness, low debt affordability as measured by interest coverage, and low per capita GDP compared to higher rated peers. The second panel addressed sustainability issues, exploring the shifting policy landscape in the US and its impact on decarbonisation in APAC and beyond, Asia's role in driving sustainability finance, and the regulatory and market developments affecting India's ESG industry. The panel concluded that while the US may be taking a different approach to ESG, regions like Europe, China, and the Global South remain committed to net zero timelines. In India, regulatory support from SEBI, RBI, and MCA is conducive to the growth of all the stakeholders, although financing remains a challenge due to economic imperatives. Our third panel focused on infrastructure, discussing how India is balancing growth, energy security, and energy transition, steps to improve transportation and urban infrastructure, and the latest trends in infrastructure financing. Despite significant investments in renewable energy, India will need to add coal-based capacity to meet rising energy demand. The panel also highlighted the robust prospects for data centers in India and the maturity of the airport sector on the regulatory front. The fourth panel examined the macro environment's impact on the financial sector, the outlook for retail unsecured credit and microfinance sectors, and the potential for performance divergence among financial firms. The panelists noted that domestic banks and NBFCs complement each other well, with credit quality trends remaining benign despite some stress in microfinance and unsecured loans. The easing interest rate cycle may impact banks' net interest margin, but this will be offset by increased liquidity and capital gains in government bonds. Finally, the fifth panel discussed the exposure of Indian companies to global tariffs and geopolitical uncertainty, leveraging government initiatives for domestic manufacturing growth and strength of corporate balance sheets. Indian corporates are well positioned to withstand tariff-related challenges due to low leverage and strong cash flows. However, certain industries such as cotton polished diamonds and shrimp exporters may face negative impacts if current import duties in the USA persist. The panel also emphasized the need for continued efforts to revive manufacturing intensity and address issues such as skilled labor availability and approval delays. Thank you for joining us on this podcast. We hope you found the insights from the Moody's and ICRA Credit Conference valuable. Stay tuned for more updates and discussions on key industry trends and developments. We look forward to you joining us in our future conferences.